Uh, my children, come close. Yancy, the old storyteller, talking in a low-toned voice to the youth sitting around him, waiting anxiously for his new folklore. Yes, you with truth buried under your tongue. For this tale is not like the others. It was not told to me by men or women, but by the bark, by wind, by fireflies who carried a story leaf by leaf, deep in the ancient land of Ishei, in Ondo land, far past the river Owena, and beyond the seven termite hills, stands the forgotten Igbo Irun Mole forest. They say it lives, they say it listens, they say one tree speaks, but it only speaks to the one whose soul echoes ancient pain and whose heart dares to listen. That one was a boy named Tolu, orphaned, unloved, curious beyond reason. One night, when the moon wept and the drums of spirits could be heard thudding in the ground, Tolu entered the forest where no foot had stepped in 200 years. What he found was not just roots and shadows, but a truth buried by time and guarded by the breath of the earth. Listen now, for the tree speaks only once, and when it does, destinies are rewritten. Now come with me, let's unravel this folklore riddle together. In the village of Ishei, tales of Igbo Irunmole forest were told in harsh tones. They said the trees whispered at night that if you listened too long, you'd go mad. Children were warned never to stray too close. But Tolu, the orphan boy with eyes like burning coal, was not like other children. He had no family to warn him, no bedtime stories to tame his curiosity. Every night, he dreamt of a glowing tree with silver leaves that shimmered like stars. The dream always ended the same way. His name called from the forest by a voice softer than wind. Tolu, Tolu. One evening, with the crescent moon hanging low and a strange breeze curling through the village, Tolu followed the voice, past the yam fields, past the river Owena, until he reached the grove gate, a woven wall of thorns and bones no one dared cross. He stepped over it. Suddenly, the world changed. The air thickened. The birds fell silent. Trees stood tall like gods. And then, they bowed slightly as he passed. Kojo didn't know it yet, but the forest had been waiting centuries for him. Iyansi's whisper. And so the tree stirred. Deeper into Igbo Irumol forest, Tolu walked, guided by a trail of glowing fireflies that seemed to hum his name. The trees grew stranger. Some had faces, others leaned together like they whispered secrets. Then he saw it, the tree from his dreams. It stood taller than a palace, its bark shimmering with streaks of silver. Its leaves hummed in harmony with the wind, though the air was still. Its roots pulsed like veins, buried deep beneath the earth. Tolu stepped forward, heart pounding. Then the tree spoke. You have come. The silence ends now. Tolu froze. The voice wasn't frightening. It was warm, ancient, and familiar. It sounded like his mother's lullabies. The tree told him of a time long ago when truth ruled the land, until a powerful ancestor, blinded by greed, chopped down the tree of truth, cursing the entire village with silence and lies. Since then, generations had lived unaware, forgetting who they were. Tolu listened with wide eyes. He was not just a boy. He was the one chosen to break the curse. To heal this land, the tree wept golden sap. One must hear, then speak the truth that even the gods fear. And Tolu nodded. The tree's bark shifted and cracked. From his chest opened a panel, a smooth, glimmering surface unlike anything Tolu had seen. It reflected more than his face. It revealed truth. As he gazed into it, visions unfolded. He saw his parents, gentle, kind, but hunted. They weren't traitors as the village believed. They had hidden the rightful heir to the throne after a coup led by false elders. That heir was Tolu. His heart pounded as memories flooded back. His mother's whispered songs, the protective beads on his ankle, the scar shaped like a moon under his left eye. He had always felt different. Now he knew why. Your name is not the one they gave you, the tree said. Speak your real name. Say it loud, or the curse will never break. Tolu clenched his fists, trembling. The truth weighed on his tongue like fire. He raised his head to the sky and shouted, I am Tolu Adekan, son of fire, heir of light. Thunder cracked above. The sky split open, and a roar swept through the forest like a drumbeat. Yansi's whisper, and in that moment, silence lost its grip, and truth took its first breath. Lightning danced across the sky as the ground beneath Tolu rumbled. The mystical tree opened its core, revealing a glowing orb, bright as the morning sun, pulsing like a heartbeat. This was the heart of the forest, the living truth, locked away since the curse began. Take it, the tree said. Place it upon the altar of silence in your village. Only then will the chain of lies be broken. As Tolu reached for it, the tree warned. But beware, the shadows of deceit will come for you. They feed on secrets, and your light is poison to them. The moment Tolu held the orb, the forest trembled. From the dark corners of Igbo Irunmole, black shadow creatures emerged, faceless, crawling, whispering untruths. Tolu ran, orb clutched tight, dodging roots that moved to protect him. He sprinted through the night, across the river Owina, past the yam fields, until he reached the old shrine of silence, a dusty abandoned circle of stones. He placed the orb on the altar. It glowed. The sky cleared. All across the village, elders fell to their knees, confessing long-buried truths. Secrets poured like rain. Yansi said, and the village remembered what it had forgotten, the way of truth. The next morning, Tolu returned to Igbo Irumole forest. The trees stood still, their whispering quieted. The once glowing leaves of the mystical tree had dulled, its roots now motionless. It was fading. Tolu knelt before it. You have done what none before you could, the tree murmured. The truth has awakened. But remember, child, silence is never dead. It only sleeps. From within its withering bark, the tree pushed out a final gift, a silver seed glowing faintly. Plant this in the heart of your people, the tree said. Let it grow in the open. Where truth is spoken, it will thrive. But if lies take root again, it will wither, and so will they. Tolu accepted the seed with reverence. As he stood, the tree sighed its last breath, turning to fine ash that floated skyward like fireflies returning home. He returned to Ishei and planted the seed in the village square. Months passed, and a young sapling grew. Strangely, whenever someone lied near it, the leaves trembled violently. The villagers learned to speak only what was real. Children gathered beneath it to tell stories, and truth bloomed again. Yansi's whisper. And so, one boy's courage planted a forest in the hearts of men. Ah, so you stayed until the end. Good. You listen. Not all do. In the quiet corners of Africa, they still speak of the tree Tolu found. Some say the seed grew into the tree of light, under which liars lose their voice, and children gain wisdom beyond their years. But what matters most is this: truth is a living thing. Like a tree, it must be planted, watered, and protected. And like the tree of Igbo Irunmole, it will call out when the world needs healing, but only the brave will hear it. You, listener, yes, you, perhaps the tree is calling you now. Will you answer when lies cloud your land? Will you protect what is real when shadows crawl near? Tolu was just a boy. You are more. So remember, next time you pass a tree that seems to lean closer, or you hear your name whispered by the wind, don't run. Listen. For in every forest, behind every silence, and beneath every bark, the truth waits to speak again. And Iyansi chuckled softly. Ah, children of the drum, keep your hearts open and your tongues clean. Subscribe, my child. Share this tale. Until next time, let your days be full and your nights guarded by the spirits of the ancestors and truth. I am Iyansi, and I have spoken.